So the Indiana Fever realistically are going to need a Sophie Cunningham replacement. I think that's a given. They're going to need somebody to replace Sophie. They're going to need a little bit of size, maybe a wing, and they're going to need some shooting because it's going to be hard to replace. Because like Sophie, other than Kelsey Mitchell, Sophie's the only other player that can hit a three-pointer on this team, except for occasionally Lexi Hull. So you've really got to go. You really got to go for a certain archetype of player, and I've been looking through, and there aren't that many players available. Not easy at this time of the year to find somebody, but I do think there's one player that I'm going to strongly predict, and I'm going to talk about another player that maybe could make it. So one player that I was kind of thinking originally was Brena Maxwell. She was somebody that was drafted first pick of the second round in 2024. She's somebody that played with the Sky, was the final roster cut from the Sky 2 years ago. I don't think did she play preseason with the Sky this year? I think she might have, but just shooter. Played in Spain last year. Had a half decent time in Spain. Like she shot 40% from 3, 90% from the line, nearly 50% from 2. Like she had a pretty good shooting year. Isn't going to do anything crazy, but decent level in the LF Endesa. But she was just kind of a consistent low double-digit scorer in most games. And it wasn't like she was putting up crazy points. I'm trying to think. Valencia are pretty good. She had 14 against them. Girona, she had 7, who are a good team. She had 0 in a game against Girona. But like she was just a really solid player. 12 against Ferrol, who made the Euro Cup final. Like she was solid. She was very, very solid. And look, she's a shooter. And I don't know if I'm like incredibly high on this pickup. I think it fills the shooting void, but I just don't know if overall game it really fills the void. But all around, like they got to probably realistically get someone for this game. And I think the reality is that Brie Hall. It's a simple one. It's a simple one. What does Brie Hall offer? Brie Hall offers competent defense. Brie Hall can shoot. Brie Hall's lengthy. I'm shocked that nobody signed Brie Hall. I'm really shocked nobody signed Brie Hall. Like, I liked her in preseason. Like, I can't remember what the game was. It was one of the games, it was against Brazil, where she just decided to go and, where she just went on like a 9-0 run herself. But again, it was the Brazilian national team. It didn't really matter. But like the Valks obviously didn't see anything in her. Like the Valks signed her and they had her for a little bit. So obviously they did not see anything at all in her, which is a little bit concerning. That like the Valks, how many minutes did she play in the WNBA? She played 8 minutes total for the Valkyries. She hit a 3 against the Connecticut Sun in garbage time. Like, you would hope that a player can do a little bit more, but I just think archetype-wise, she's kind of what we need. She's a 6'1" wing, moderately athletic. She's a 6'1", moderately athletic wing who can shoot the ball. Like came off playing in South Carolina. Again, like if you are an on-the-ball player, you don't want to be at South Carolina. If you're an off-the-ball player, you're okay. Didn't have the most ideal senior season in the world. She was very good in her junior season. She was slightly worse in her senior season. 6.3 points per game. But like, look, she was a starter. She was a starter for a good South Carolina team. And look, beggars can't be choosers. Like, why not? Why not at this stage? She fits the archetype. She's the same height as Sophie. Is she as good as Sophie? No. Can she handle the ball a bit better than Sophie? Sure. Can she run the point a little bit? I mean, I wouldn't. But she can dribble a little bit. Like, I think at this stage, we got to just hope for the best when it comes to Brie Hall. We got to just hope for the best. Like, she didn't play much in preseason. They didn't really seem to have much of a hope to keep her in preseason. I think the only chance that like she realistically would have made the Fever team was if they had somehow traded Lexi Hull, which was never going to happen. But at the end of the day, Brie Hall is a Brie Hall is a player. She's a player. She's somebody that's going to be good for this, or like that could be good for the Fever. She's not going to be someone that's going to be terrible. Like, she's going to go and give it her all and be a solid pickup, and I think she'll be fine. I think we're not going to regret. We're not going to regret taking Brie Hall. Like, I don't think she's going to be a game changer, but I don't think we're going to say, oh, this was a bad pickup. If we wanted to get the shooting, maybe we could sign Maxwell, who is a 40% shooter at the pro level. But like, I don't think Brena Maxwell's gonna offer more than a 6'1", moderately athletic, moderately good on defense, pretty good shooter, who has a little bit of an ability to create her own shot in Brie Hall. But the one thing I will always say is, am I right in saying that Brie Hall was like the number 2 recruit in the nation before she went to South Carolina? Like, unless your name is Aaliyah Boston or Joyce Edwards, South Carolina has not done much for your draft stock. Or AJ Wilson at that stage. But yeah, it's I don't know. I don't know who they can get to replace her. I really don't. I really, really don't know who the Fever can get to replace Sophie, because this is a really tough one. This is a really, really tough one. In order to kind of figure things out, it is a tough one, and it's not an enviable spot to be in. It's not at all. Like, it's not a spot to be envied. Like, if you look again at the Indiana Fever, like, as a team, they're absolutely not in an enviable spot. Like, whereas just click on Fever, it's getting the Fever here. Like, they are a lot of health issues, and they need a lot of different players. That's all I'm going to say. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Do you guys agree? Do you guys disagree with my assessment that bringing Brie Hall back is something that could help the Indiana Fever? Like, I could be completely wrong with that. Bringing Brie Hall back might not be a smart idea, but it might be a genius idea. Bringing Brie Hall back might be an absolutely genius idea, because they're going to have to replace Sophie, at least short term. They have infinite 7-day contracts to give out the rest of the season. They have the cap space to do whatever the hell they want. And at this stage, it's been the season from hell. So you're just hoping that somebody, even if it is a Brie Hall, a player the team has already cut, can come in and do something positive for the team over the next couple of games. Because let's be real, the Fever have 6 games, and they got to go 2-4. They have to win one of the next 6. They cannot go on a 6-game losing streak. That will cut them out of the playoff race.